Good greetings and beautiful and abundant benevolent blessings to all of you wonderful souls out there. Kiara Ducasse here.
It's Ducasse over here.
And thank you and welcome to every single one of you beautiful souls being here today with us. We are the SynerChi brothers and we have an amazing, beautiful energy going forward for you. Today is the first day of the launch of our podcast / YouTube channels. So we're going to be mixing it up a little bit, whether they're live videos or whether they are recorded videos like this one. We'll be launching them weekly on Friday evenings going forward, and really so super excited. We're going to be speaking all things about nutrition, health, well-being, and obviously everything relating to superfoods, nourishment, medicinal plants, and so on and so forth. We are so blessed to have you here with us today. So with that being said, please hit that thumbs up so that we can get the algorithm right for these videos and that we can share this kind of content all around to people just like yourself who are in very, very, very deep need of this kind of information. So guys, on today's topic, we are going to be speaking about nutrition, and more specifically, we believe that you can get beyond nutrition for your best and most abundant health and well-being. So Etan, thank you for being here as well. Thank you for being with us on the show. I know in the future we'll be recording and doing this with other people. So thank you very much for your beautiful energy as well. Is there anything you would like to say before we get going?
I appreciate that. Very excited for the journey that we've set for ourselves, the path we create. And, certainly just a bit of background around SynerChi. Synergy is a combination of combining things, and chi is that flow of energy. And I just love how you, Kiara, look as though you molding into that logo there and everything. And it's just real significance. As you can see in our logo, the center point is the focal point, and you are the focal point in this journey called life. And certainly you've got your family, friends, everyone around you, but you've got to be there to motivate yourself. So we're going to be here to express all kinds of different things that you haven't heard of before, things you would love to question. And as Kiara mentioned to you, we've got super exciting individuals out there that have incredible degrees and knowledge behind them and experience. And we're just so excited to bring our whole list to you because these are the kinds of people that are going to benefit you and your families as well. So well done for investing in your health and wellness. And we look forward to seeing more of you. And as Kiara said, hit that algorithm because it's definitely going to draw your attention more towards yourself, your bodily internal creation and health and wellness. So well done for investing.
Thanks for that, Etan. Really do appreciate that very, very greatly, guys. Certainly, thank you for that. Much appreciations. Guys, without any more hesitation, we are going to get straight into this video and speak about the basics of nutrition. And as Etan's drinking a cup of water, I should be drinking some water too, H2O, hydration. But let's speak about the foundation. So Etan, could you tell us a little bit about the foundations of nutrition?
Most certainly. So obviously plants within your immediate area are the best. So homegrown vegetables are a base of and a foundation of your nutrition going forward. So look no further than outside your four walls for a source of quality nutrients. And then you can trickle on out from there. That's the one aspect of the physical. The foundation of your nutrition, of course, comes through your internal and what it is you're holding inside you, how it is your body is combining its minerals internally to generate and move your body going forward. So very excited to see that unfold, us discussing a body, because that is the actual foundation. And this is known as the earth element. Of course, this is where we are here to build on nutrition. So You are what you eat. We've all heard that, certainly so. And that gut-mind connection is the other thing that a lot of us are hearing these days. So when it comes to what it is we're inviting into our body, that is certainly the foundation. And that comes a lot with mental discipline and emotional discipline. And yeah, just so many exciting things to enjoy. You know, we often see it as a diet, which is tied to something. If you reverse the words, etymologically, it's yeah, relating to you being constricted, and you don't want to be constricted in this part. You want to be able to enjoy and indulge and, you know, experience new things that you haven't before. So this is about that. It's about knowing that we're not constricting somebody and limiting somebody. We're opening up so much more to people. And that's the foundation in which we find ourselves in, the abundance mentality, not constrict myself, lack of, it's just disciplines. So discipline is another part of this foundation, Kiara, and I know you've got a lot of that. And yeah, I would love to hear your views on what the foundation is in nutrition.
Well, incredible. So to our beautiful health and wellness community, please note and hear what we are saying right now, right here, is that there is so much information to cover. It would probably just blow your mind out the water right now. So as you can see or hear, that there are multiple facets to health, and we have to gently unfold the basics and the foundations of nutrition onto you, as Etan well spoke. So the most simple form of it is, yes, you are what you eat, and anything that passes through your mouth, whether it's liquid or solids, is what your body is using to convert into the physical matter that you see as your body, as Etan said. And when we eat things that are unnatural to the body really struggles to recognize that nutritional value, and therefore converts it into other things in the body. And let's just use a very basic and simple example, like sugar is converted into energy. And if that energy isn't used, what happens to your solar panel that takes the energy and stores it in a battery? The same thing is, your body is acting in the same way. And when we eat, or when we have sunshine, beautiful elements of nature, what we do is we invite good, healthy nutrition into our body, and our bodies can thrive optimally. Now, I could speak from wonderful experience in how nutrition does affect your body. If I have these most insanely delicious chocolate croissants from the Bryanston Organic Market, as an example, my goodness me, I am man down. As great as they taste, like, the flavor is what gets you. Like, so as Etan said, you got to find that discipline within yourself to know that what you're putting in your body isn't good for you in that moment. It might satisfy a typical craving, but if we draw back to the foundation of nutrition and what that means for you, the simplicity of it is how often are you eating? What are you eating? What hydration are you getting? And how often are you getting these vitamins and minerals through your food or additional sources of nutrition, like supplements or superfoods? Would you like to touch on superfoods there, Etan, and what those are?
Well, more broadly speaking, I'd love to touch on the biodiversity in which you invite nutrition into your body. Because, you know, we go to the store and we're limited to what it is that they offer. And that's why I started out by saying, hey, grow the diversity here outside your home so that you're able to pick. Now, not everybody in listening to this is in that position. I completely respect that. You know, you can do bartering with your neighbors and friends and family and things like that, or find a way to do it. Like, that's it. It's just finding a way to make it happen, you know. So when it comes to superfoods, you know, they're just a broad spectrum of highly concentrated foods. And how I like to elaborate in a very simple term, we eat our regular plate of food, X, Y, and Z. I'm not even going to label it this round. And we've got to have so much in order to satisfy that craving you mentioned earlier. So it's just satisfying that craving, but the nutrition is lacking. Therefore, the body is seeking something else. So it's got that much nutrition in it. And when we add the superfoods, as an example, to a smoothie or a smoothie bowl, or you know, a treat that we're busy making, or a date bowl, or what have you, those concentrated minerals are there satisfying the body for a lot longer. And I know you, Kiara, you also make tonics in the AM. It's just a glass of water, right? Where superfoods mixed in it and it's concentrated, and you say that it makes you last up until 3-4 p.m., you know, where you stop preparing your one meal a day. So these kinds of elements play a role in the quality of nutrition you're inviting into your body. But it's not only nutrition from a physical aspect, it's a mental nutrition, it's an emotional nutrition, okay, it's a spiritual nutrition as well. And physical nutrition is exercise and oxygen and things like that. So we get to combine all of those elements into the quality in which you're inviting into your aura is actually what it is. So what kind of quality do you want to invest into your body?
Absolutely amazing. So I like the idea of what you're talking about in terms of feeding yourself from your own gardens. So obviously through our experience, that takes a bit of work and a bit of maintenance to get that right. And if people don't have the luxury of that time, or a really well rounded gardener or landscaper, then it would be a little bit difficult for those kinds of people to grow their own fruits and veggies at home. Now, if we look in rural communities around South Africa and around Africa, and I'm sure it's not only here, but in other rural communities across the world, what we'll find is that most often than not, those people are growing their own kale, their own spinach, their own leafy green vegetables. They have a little bit of a lemon tree and a peach tree and maybe a mango tree. And every now and then you might see a little bit of an avocado tree. But the foundations of food are so important in our bodies that that's what we have to build from. It's the same concept as a house. A house, you have to dig the foundation or dig the trenches to lay the foundation and then build the house. So these things take time. And obviously there's a balance in the body between cleansing and nourishing, or detoxing and nourishing, okay? And using those in a very specific way. Let's use my tonic as the example. I have a 750 ml tonic every morning. It's got a little bit of our super berries, the hemp protein 70, a little bit of baobab, some black cumin seed oil, and purple sweet potato powder for the low GI carbohydrate value. It keeps my blood sugar levels highly regulated, actually. And then what I do is I add either coconut water, but most often than not, I'm having it just with water. And what I'll find is that if I really get very hungry and like I need to feed something, or there's a bit of anxiety for the day on my long list of tasks to do and achieve for all of you beautiful souls out there, then I would find that I would need a piece of fruit. And then I would go for a nachi or a banana or something light like that, that really sets the base of the savory meal a little bit later on. And of course, with that fruit, I'm still staying hydrated, and I mean, gosh, I can't even describe to you that when I have that tonic in the morning, I need to go and pee like hugely so within an hour of having that tonic. I need to go and just let loose a
But
number of
why is that though? Like, why is that though? What's the nutrition doing in your body?
A very good question. Thank you. So that nutrition, so first of all, of course, it's quite a chunk of water that I'm taking down in a short space of time. But that nutrition and that nutritional value is basically flushing out the gut, it's flushing out the blood. And what it's doing is it's pushing toxicity. So it squeezes the liver and the kidney to push out any excess nutrients. And I'll be very honest, I can certainly experience that. I don't want to be vulgar on this video, but I can certainly either experience that, whether it's through sight or through smell. You can certainly smell what it's pushing out, and it pushes out heavy toxicity. So it's very important to get vitamins and minerals, and a huge part of vitamins and minerals, and very specifically trace minerals in the body, is to help that body nourish itself and then push out further nutritional value into the body, which the body then uses to get energy or to grow from. So Etan, talk to us a little bit about why nutrition is very important, not just important.
Well, certainly there's a whole list of them. And I must say that what happens is we've got a piping system. Our veins, our arteries, our colon, our heart, our skin, you know, our pores, all over, just the piping system. And that piping system basically gets wedged with mucus, and mucus is congesting that piping system so much to the point where we call it a heart attack or tuberculosis or these kinds of things. So you know, there's a lot left unsaid there. We'll get into other people's information at some point. But if you could just think of it now as a well-motored or well-oiled car, and this is your motor, this is your soul's motor in this realm. And the more congested your piping system is, the slower you feel and respond and react. And your purpose in this realm is basically pulled down. And that's one of the reasons why, you know, doing a juicing fast and doing a cleansing or just a tea fast or a water fast or a dry fast, any kinds of natural ways of removing excess mucus, parasites from the body, and yeah, just a whole bunch of bile. There's 4 different levels of bile that sit within our body, and I was mentioning the mucus is one of them. And to me, we have to keep that in balance, and the more congestion we have in our body, the more bloated we see and feel. And you know, if I could say that we are in excess of weight, to put that lightly, you know, a lot of the world is going through suffering through heart attacks being one of the biggest things, cancers being the rest, and you know, of course, obesity and these kinds of things that are playing a role in the functionality of the body and the soul and its purpose here. So what's your purpose in this realm, and what kind of quality purpose are you willing to put inside your body in order to make those changes? So yeah, that's kind of the esoteric version of it. But you know, the piping system, maintain, have fuel in the car, service it, change your system, keep things fresh. Obviously rest is a very important part in your nutrition. Most people don't realize that, but that's another element that comes into it, your dream realm and your meditative states. And you know, I'm talking exercise or walking on the beach as a form of meditation and clarity. So these kinds of things I'm very excited to get into with Kiara and other people. You know, we got lots of people that are excited to share this journey with us, and yeah, appreciative of it. What's your views, Kiara?
Thank you for that. Appreciate it greatly. So in the meantime, before I get going with that, if you guys have any questions, it would be a great idea right now, right there, to go and comment right down below so that we could answer those questions right there for you. And If you haven't hit that thumbs up for us yet, please go and do so. Much appreciations. So in terms of why nutrition is so important, I think we've covered that quite nicely now. I feel that nutrition, as Etan said, can either give you energy and focus, or it can take energy and focus away from you. Explained in very, very simple terms, it's either going to get you going for your day, or it's going to make you tired for your day, make you feel like you're lethargic and slow and unfocused, etc. Where you've got high nutritional value, and what you'll see is that you'll be focused, you'll be sharp, you'll be energized, you'll be willing, able, and capable, and ready to take on anything and any challenge at any part of the day. Now, nutrition, as much as nutrition is so important from the things that you put in your mouth, mental nutrition, as Etan said, is a phenomenal aspect, and so is emotional nutrition. We need to nourish ourselves from an emotional and mental state of being too, because we're not only beings where we need to just feed and feed and feed and fuel the body. We need to fuel the mind. We need to fuel the emotions, so that those could carry us through our day, because that's where, as we were saying right in the beginning, those small components allow us to get the discipline to take the necessary action every single day at a time. Now, I don't want to label myself or us at all, but let's just use this term loosely. I can't think of another one off the top of my head right now. In fact, I can. So let's rather use the nice one. Okay. So as I said, you build a foundation. The foundation has to set. It takes a couple days, 7 to 10 days, more or less, to set that foundation. Then only can you start building the shell, the walls on the shell of the house. And guess what? You can only do that one brick at a time. You cannot rush it. You cannot force it. You cannot put 10,000 bricks all at once, unless you have many builders. But we're speaking very specifically about being an individual and taking care of that mental, emotional, and physical nutritional value in your life. So I suppose that, Etan, you brought something up earlier on, and I'm quite curious to see what you have to say. So because obviously Synergy Organics have launched our meal plans, and they of course cater to the omnivorous individual, the vegetarian individual, and the plant-based individual. Now, there's no discrimination across any of them. Any of you can use any of them at all, but choose the one that fits well with you and where you are at in your life right now, and where you want to take the goal to. So my question to you is it important to follow a diet?
Well, if you listen to the word, etymologically speaking, to diet, and you don't want to diet and then you reverse it around and you're tied to it, and you don't want to be tied to something specific. You just want to have disciplines in your life that you know. So, you know, when you're in the aisle of a store and you're hungry and you want to grab, you know, chocolate or chips or anything like that, and you say, yes, I'm going to do it. Like, that's instant gratification coming through there. And, you know, the more that we satisfy that, the less discipline that we have on ourselves. So if you know you go to the store full bellied, you're not going to really crave that chocolate or those chips as much. So that's just one tactic in which you, or strategy in which you can utilize to trick your mind into really being a little bit more disciplined and focused on your nutrition. So yeah, and your views.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Well, look, I definitely feel that a diet isn't the right thing for people. Diet is a very old word that is tried to keep up with modern living. And I believe that, as an example, what we're offering is a meal plan. It's a suggestion to you as to how to incorporate high nutritional valued foods and supplements into your already existing life, first and foremostly, and then decreasing the amount of unhealthy foods and replacing those foods with healthier foods. Okay.
Brilliant.
Obviously, we all know that we need to get in the colors of the rainbow every single day, and good helpings of those ones too. So, I mean, there's plant-based individuals that are extraordinarily healthy out there. And I think one of the biggest things, and I believe we'll touch on it in another video, but for plant-based individuals, they speak about vitamin B12 as being something that is only available in meat source, in a red meat source. Well, guys, that ain't true. I mean, sea buckthorn has vitamin B12 in a good amount of value, and
elderberries,
pine,
apricot kernels, many things.
So the idea that we're confined to one specific way in a diet isn't the way to go. So what I would say that an individual should recognize in themselves is to feel their body, feel that experience, feel the difference. Take notes if you have to, recall and journal your journey. Take notes on what you're eating today and make note of how that makes you feel. If you feel slumpish, eliminate that food. If you feel amazing, eat more of that food, but everything in moderation still. So now, Etan, we've been speaking about the foundations of nutrition. Okay. Tell us a little bit on how you can set yourself up to get yourself to a point where you're adding more nutritional foods to your everyday life, and you're making better disciplined choices in your life. How do you set yourself up?
You covered it brilliantly there, Kiara. And, it's definitely, again, it's that word discipline. It's like knowing that, going to that unhealthy fast food chain and getting a quick meal is there. So building yourself up does take a daily effort and energy. Nobody's expecting you to stop. At least within SynerChi's team, we understand fully that this is a transition and a journey. It's not just okay, I'm quitting this and then inviting that into my system, because that's quite a shock to the system. And what you want to do is have that transitional period unfold, so that mentally going into what we call a diet or an eating plan or a meal plan or whatever it is, that just mentally helps you get along with it a lot better, just to start off with. So think about it that way. And as an example, you're eating potato chips 6 times a week. Cut it down to 3, but then add in sweet potato chips, as an example. Sweet potato chips, a lot healthier, never deep fried. Pan fried might work, or oven or whatever the case is. But we get onto those kinds of topics. I think it's important to know that, you don't just quit smoking today. Some people can do that and what have you, but transitional periods are there. No one's rushing you or what have you. It all takes us time, but we're going to hold you accountable. Set your own goals, have your own target. Like, what does your body want to look like in the next 6 months? What kind of weight do you want to lose? See that in your mind, like envision it day by day. And when you exercise, be grateful for it. Forms of gratitude, self-gratitude are so rewarding long-term, because the mind gets used to that pattern of reward in the right ways, in healthy ways. So that's certainly a great way of coming into our meal plans and enjoying that transition period. And we look forward to sharing a lot of that with you and talking live with you guys and going through this journey with you, so that you can personalize it for yourself, and we can tweak that with you and have conversations there. So I love that part of it. And, of course, paying attention to where it is you're getting your nutrients. That was mixed into the question over there. I would love to share with you a whole bunch of things, but find a local veggie supplier. Find somebody that's there, that's local. Local's best. imported, irradiated, so many other things that are related to that, and are a cause and effect of that coming down to your belly. So what kind of quality do we want in our system? Again,
I love that, and I appreciate that last little bit there that you said. Very, very crucial on individuals seeking the knowledge on how to do it. Our meal plans are so concise. They have so much information in them, from shopping lists, how to do it, what to do, where to look, etc., that will literally hold your hand through the journey. So let's go together and let's go and have some fun. So Itan, keeping it clean and lean. Okay, I'll be very honest with you. Since I last saw you, your eyes are more blue and more radiant. Your skin looks more healthier. Your hair looks much healthier and more glossy. So very nice to see that. What is it that you do to keep yourself clean and lean? Because I know that body under that shirt is also super lean.
Yeah, maybe that's a DNA gift. I don't know who knows about that, but certainly challenging myself on the daily and know that kind of energy. So thank you very much for the compliments. I appreciate them. You know, keep in touch with keeping my body, mind, and soul healthy, and I think that forms an outer representation of it somehow. Fasting has been such a joy in my life for the past 3 years and beyond. Actually, I've been doing it for a lot longer, but I do know that fasting and the benefits that come along with that, resting organs, cleaning out the mucous membrane, heavy metals, plastic in the body, you know, plastic in the eyes, and the eyes are like being pulled out because of these whole experiences of cleansing the body through fasts. And there's a whole bunch of different cleansing ways, saunas, hot bars, you know, ice bars are even a part of that that shock to the system that keeps one healthy. So yeah, just a cold shower every now and then, just to shock the nervous system into an awake feeling, especially in midwinter. It's a good challenge there. But yeah, it would be fantastic to have more of an in-depth conversation around fasting and its benefits. Love the fact that the piping system again gets cleansed out and those heavy metals and parasites are being removed from the body. So I'm less fatigued and I'm less clogged up, and yeah, love it. Thank you.
Absolutely awesome. Thank you for that.
Fasting live.
All righty, back in action. Okay, so you just touched on a topic, and that kind of led to my last little thing the question that we wanted to ask you. And basically, you were speaking about fasting, and that is, of course, beyond nutrition, right? So fasting and the basic benefits, I believe we'll be doing an entire video on that, if not a whole series on it, because it's not just one long hour of information. It's quite a number of beneficial things for you at the end of the day. But you said that fasting has brought some basic benefits to your life. Now, as you heard, guys, I basically intermittent fast, okay, on the daily basis. I eat one meal a day. I have a lot of liquid, all kinds of different liquids, my tonic, fruit, water, tea, mesquite coffee, and these kinds of things that are just really adding nutritional benefits to the body and giving me vitamins and trace minerals. Now, tell us a little bit about the fasting and the basic benefits of fasting with those extremely good, radiant, shining looks of yours that you have been going through and experiencing. Tell us a little bit.
Well, I like where you're starting with the intermittent fasting. And for one, again, discipline, it's going to be this. It's going to help you practice not just the discipline in, okay, I'll eat at a specific time. You're going to have the discipline unfold into other areas of your life because you know that you have that ability. So it goes far beyond just, okay, I'm not going to eat for this period. So I love that. ask about that, please. We'll broaden that topic at some point. And yeah, very keen to share that information as well. So when it comes to that intermittent fasting, it's so nice, you know, to wake up at the AM and certainly have a hot chocolate. Like Yara said, it's a liquid that's going into the body, and it's highly concentrated nutrients, and that helps you skip through the day, and just different ways of taking in mentally what we call a fast. You know, it's not like, okay, I'm not eating anything and that's it, up until I eat my lowish quality meal at some point. I do like that. There's a certain point of mental discipline there, but there's very different ways of fasting. And intermittent fasting can happen in many different ways. So if you choose that you want to go that discipline route where it's just water, and then you're eating at that 4 p.m. or whatever the example is, boom, that's you. Do it. If you're the kind of person that is wanting the hot chocolates and a little bit of fruit, because fruit is holding water inside it that our body relates to, that has glucose and minerals and things that the body can convert, whereas this glass of water has to go through certain processes. So we'll get into those topics as well. But yeah, all for one, it's amazing to see how you can change the dynamic of your intermittent fasting. Try it 1 week this way and another week that way and what have you. So just get that kind of rhythm into you and a mindset in with you. And that's the one part of it. And then you can go do a 24-hour fast. You can do a 2-day fast, and you can do a 3-day fast, and you can do a 60-day fast to be the ultimate extreme, you know, and beyond. So the 3-day fast is, well, basically 2.5 days. Ketosis starts to kick in, and the body starts sucking excess fat and plaque and things from the joints and the body and the skin and old stuff that's just congested there over an immense amount of years. Like, you have that fast food in your system, it's there, and it's somehow wedged into your body, and this comes up as inflammation later in the body, calls osteoarthritis or rheumatism or whatever the case is. And again, it's that mucus congestion. It's being congested in, inside a joint or what have you, and over time it's there. So 2.5 days, that process starts to happen, and you can then add on extra things to help cleanse the body faster and pull out minerals faster and do things in different ways. So teas, reach out to them firstly. Like that, a tea fast will be incredible. And what I mean by teas is not 5 roses tea with 3 sugars and milk. I'm talking about stinging nettle tea, to get that highly concentrated mineral content into your body, to get that blood building element into your body, get that high source of iron into the system, and really just pull out all of those other and replace those iron sources with the unnatural ones, the heavy metals that are sitting in our body. And that's another topic. So just stinging nettle as one example, dandelion root tea, you know, cleansing out that liver over that period where you're not. So it's a soft fast where it's actually helping that liver cleanse, because this is the first time you've done a 3-day fast, you know, and your body's in a bit of shock, and it's like, hey, what's going on over here, you know? So you want to help support it. You don't want to be too extreme if you're at an exorbitant level of excess, if I could put it that way. It's just you want to start the journey off slower. So again, who are you, and what are your motivations, and what are your goals, and how do you want to achieve the fast? Come to us, be in touch with us, and we're definitely going to have a personalized consult and conversation around what it is your needs are. So very excited about that. Continuing on with the dynamic, I mean, the benefit that comes from it for me most clearly is mental clarity. I love how when I don't have food in my system, I can hear my thoughts a whole lot clearer. But just on that, I know that foods play a mental influence on the body because the minerals go into the body and bloodstream. They're playing an influence on the kinds of thoughts that you're bringing in. So it ties back into what kind of quality nutrients are you putting inside your body, and how's that related to your mental, emotional, spiritual, physical states. So I love fasting. It's been incredible for me. And to touch on it, I'm coming up to my 3-day fast. I do it once a month. I do it when the moon is in Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn. And there's a psychophysical germ that gets stimulated in the body. And that unfolding, even just for me, has been an incredible journey to experience that something inside of me is growing in consciousness, and that I need to care for something inside of me. And once I brought that mental ability into my mind, I was able to go, okay, this is fantastic, to treat my body with the utmost respect. So moon in Capricorn once a month. I love it. I fast. And I'm coming up to that. It's going to be incredible. I'm definitely going to do, I'm going to be motivated to this tea fast. So I'm going to do dandelion and nettle tea. And the next time we do this podcast, you're going to be able to hear how that was. Because, yeah, it will be next week. And I'm so excited about that. So there's a whole bunch of dynamics to fasting. And Kiara, like, I know you've been on that journey with me. I'd love to hear your views on the fast and how you've been enjoying that experience, and where do you see the benefits lying with not only yourself, but with the people around you, and who you're motivating, like, are there people that are experiencing this alongside you? And yeah, it's just exciting to share it with people.
Thank you for that deep insight into that part of Beyond Nutrition. And basically, yeah, I do actually encounter people quite often that are fasting, and they're taking different versions of fasting into their own hands. And that is equaling self-discipline in their lives, because without self-discipline, and I'll use myself as the pure example, because you can only hold yourself responsible or accountable for your own actions. And like I said to you, with that delicious chocolate croissant that I get, when I have that, my goodness, guys, literally, Simba, bye-bye. I'm gone for at least like 2 hours. I can sleep after it quite easy.
Bromine.
Exactly. Whereas if I have a smoothie, I'm like, let's go out for this day. Let's go and attack this day, and let's go in beast mode. And it tastes even better than the chocolate croissant. It's a relation from the mind to the taste to what the gut is asking for. And if we're putting stuff in our gut that isn't healthy, that is our first brain. If we aren't putting good, healthy, nutritional value into our gut, how can you expect your next brain to actually function and work and optimally grow and empty the gray matter out of the brain? Okay, because by adding nutrition into your life, you're allowing better connections between your synapses, and you're creating more electrical fireworks in your brain, okay, which will allow you to go along the journey of being much more focused, as we've said, much more energized. And Etan mentioned something earlier on about glucose. The only food that the brain feeds off of is glucose. Now, I'm not speaking about going to go get high glucose syrup from your local store and chowing that so that your brain lights up like a Christmas tree. Definitely, I'm not saying that. What I am saying to you is that we have glucose production from the foods that we eat, which will convert into glucose in the body and allow that brain to get well nourished, and therefore allowing us to become more mentally nourished. Okay. And then therefore you will become more emotionally nourished too, if you allow yourself to go through small stages of healing through nutrition. Okay. And that's why doctors don't like nutrition because nutrition can literally transform your life. You can get rid of disease, you can live a healthy life, you can reverse, not reverse aging, but you can slow the aging process down dramatically by just eating high antioxidant value foods. Where do those antioxidants come from? Raw enzymes and plant materials, matters that come from obviously plants that give you those high antioxidant values and slow your aging process down. Let's see a show of hands right there. Who wants to live long? I do. I want to live like till at least 180. Like I'd love to live to 180. That's my target. Let's see what the new aged individuals can eat. But I better make sure that I'm not eating those freaking chocolate croissants anymore. Well, I'll give you some good news. For 2 weeks, I've stopped eating them already. So it's a good discipline. To answer the question more specifically, Etan, about fasting, I do take your lead on that. You certainly have a lot more experience than I do in that sector. And you obviously bring in the astrological components to that. And hence you saying the moon cycle, when the moon is in your own sign for that 2 to 3 day period, that is when you should be fasting the best, because that's when your body needs the most purification. Now, what is the purpose of fasting? Just very quickly, it's detox. You need to detox the body, get rid of stuff out of the ligaments, the tissues, the gut, the blood, the skin. Get rid of that stuff so that your body can function optimally. Now, excuse me, your entire body, because of the way that it works, God gave us such a beautiful design. The body literally replenishes and reheals and regenerates new organs every single year. Okay, I think the longest organ that it takes to not replace, but it repair and heal it, so it gets to a point where it's new, is the heart, which I believe takes 24 months, more or less. So that cycle is a little bit longer. And of course it would be a little bit longer because that's the first thing that came into the body. First in, last out. Same concept in business, right? So we really have to take care of those important nutritional components in our lives and in our bodies. I appreciate the nutrition that I get on a daily basis. And that's why I would rather go to a place like Bryanston Organic Market or Oranjezicht in Cape Town. I'm not sure if one's in Durban. I can't mention any of those. But as an example, go to those markets and get yourself organic nutrition. You also don't want to be having to cleanse and purify your body of pesticides and herbicides. That stuff is very difficult to remove from your body, but it's not impossible. It just takes a lot of work, a lot of energy, and the most important component, a heck load of discipline, which I know we can all use a bit of. So, Etan, the SynerChi brothers, to the SynerChi Organics team, this video has been profound. It has been so knowledgeable. And if you found this video absolutely awesome, please remember to hit that thumbs up and make sure you ding, 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 ding on that notification bell so that you know when the next one comes out. And we'll tell you right now about the topic for that. But please, if you have any questions, please hit us in the comments right down below so that we can answer your questions. And we'll leave a link to our website so that you can go and have a look at what it is that we do and why we do what we do. It's not just about eating the good nutritional foods. It's about transforming and changing your life one day at a time, one step at a time, one brick at a time. So that you guys know what's on the next video in our topic, I've brought this up on my own channel, is protein. We will be speaking about the elements that nutrition is broken down into, and we will bring you the information you need to know. Protein will be our first one, and ain't that real? Because protein is so overrated. Okay.
Misunderstood.
Exactly. So we'll tell you why in the next video. So hit that notification bell so you know when that comes up. But Etan, thank you very much for being here with me today. And thank you for being here with our community. And to our community, we give you a big hug and love. We thank you for being here with us. Etan, if you have any closing words at this point, bring them on.
Yeah, definitely appreciate all of you spending the time listening to this. Certainly looking forward to enjoying more conversations with people around their health journeys and what it is they've experienced, and very excited to bring them on board to share in the wisdom. This is about an exchange, you know. This is interactive, and this is important that we can identify more of the truth going forward and recognize the fact that we have to self-respect. And once we self-respect, everything else around us goes right ahead. So looking forward to that protein conversation, Kiara. There's a lot of different topics around that we can share. I've got some cool ideas and notes and things already that we're onto. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing you all there. Thank you for spending the time. Lots of love from the SynerChi brothers here.
We love you guys. Thank you for being here with us. And please remember, like, subscribe, and follow our channel, and share this content as far and wide as possible to everybody that you believe needs to know this information, which we all do at the end of the day. So hopefully this video can get 8 billion likes, just like those dance videos that you see going crazy on the internet. Let's do this, guys. Thank you for being here. Much benevolent and beautiful blessings to you all. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care and blessings.
Take care, guys.
Thanks, Etan.
Thanks, Kiara.